Hey everyone, and welcome to From the Pit, the show where we bring you everything from slashtastic trapcore to Victorian night slam.
Yes.
I'm Phil.
Mikey.
Frank.
God. Ron.
Didn't land the first time.
Right off the
land
fucking
again.
bat. Right off the fucking bat with this guy. Swear to God.
Don't stop.
So as always, we're going to start off with our brutal news. First, we've got more Slayer news.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty constant thing.
Slayer's always making noise.
No, this isn't
Directly Slayer, yeah.
Slayer making noise. It's just apparently Tom Aray's daughter thinks the new Slayer is
I'm compelled to agree.
Yeah.
It's pretty
No, there's no contest there. She says it's not that she dislikes the new stuff, just that some of the older albums like Seasons in the Abyss she prefers.
I wonder if oh my god, I'm blanking on names now.
Jeez.
I wonder if Carrie King sat her down and was like, look, we're still making good albums. You're just not fucking buying them.
He showed her the tablature.
See
how that's awesome.
Look at all these open E.
The albums haven't been standard.
And yet another thing that we seem to have news on every week. Behemoth and beer.
It's a band's coming out with their own beer.
This is what, their third release?
This is their third. Yeah.
Third. Wow, I wasn't aware of the first two.
I believe it is being distributed through Poland. So, once again, that's
At least
more,
that
that's
makes
more
sense.
acceptable for them because, well, they're a European band.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll allow it. Frank will allow it.
Yeah.
You're the alcoholic here.
You need to calm down.
What else? Oh, yes. The Black Veil...
There,
Black
come on.
Veil
I quit
Brides.
life.
The Motley
Black
Crue
Veil
knockoff.
Brides. Sorry,
They're-
what?
Black Veil Brides. They're like a Motley Crue knockoff.
Looks wise.
Listen to them hard enough.
Apparently they've got
Yeah,
good work
I mean-
ethic because their manager
Yeah, no.
expounded upon how he doesn't... Yeah.
I would say the fact that we're talking about them means they have work ethic. And the fact that we all have varied opinions about them.
We're actually talking about their manager.
Yeah,
But...
either way.
He did give sound advice,
Yeah.
though.
Bands need to hit the streets more often. They need to use their social media to their advantage, you know. It's like we have the world at our fingertips, but some people are just content on recording a half-assed EP and hoping it goes somewhere.
Or crowdfunding an
Or
album.
crowdfunding
Yeah.
an album and all that, you know.
And for all you young bastards out there, blowing your Facebook up and begging everybody you know to go see you play isn't helping anybody.
Yeah,
yourselves.
Now, go out to fucking shows, hand out flyers.
There you go.
Be a
Old
part
school.
of the fucking scene that you're
Yeah.
trying to play for. This fucking Facebook bullshit. Jesus Christ. So In Flames
Yes.
Mhm.
is down one member.
They're a drummer.
Yeah, their drummer apparently, he said he's done. Kind of. Not that there's been any quarrels or anything like that with the band. Just he's thankful for the experience he's had. But he wants to spend time with his family, which is completely understandable.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 17 years.
Yeah,
now.
that's plenty of time.
Totally.
Especially
Holy
when you've
shit.
seen their level of success. It's not like they're...
been around that long. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's impressive. Like, just the fact that a band is around that long, like, without...
I mean, I suppose there's a lot of bands.
I know, but there's also a lot more bands that haven't made it nearly that far, you know. But I don't know. I just didn't think... I knew they were an older band. I didn't realize they were almost
they
20.
don't seem as old. Well, I think because a lot of us grew up on them not being that old of a band, so now it seems
Got it stuck in
kind
your
of...
head.
So we're getting
Yeah.
old.
Oh,
Yes!
shit.
We
Yeah,
are getting
that's...
old.
Yeah, no, it was weird. I saw an interview where Claudio Sanchez had gray in his beard, and I'm like, what? You're not that old, the fuck?
Yeah, he is.
Dave Grohl, starting to gray too. He's like 40.
Speaking of old bastards,
Yes.
Lemmy is given a Lifetime Achievement Award for
From-
bass.
Yes. Which, as a bass player, makes me very happy. Because usually, metal bassists always get shit on.
Totally.
So
Yeah,
for
that's true.
one to get
Yeah,
acknowledged,
I mean, it's Lemmy.
yeah.
So
He is the metal bass player, and I thought it was kind of cool that it was presented to him by Robert Trujillo.
Yeah.
Like, because Trujillo, when he's not in Metallica, is a fucking monster.
Oh my god, yeah.
Holy shit! Like, if you listen to Infectious Grooves,
Yep.
you know what I'm talking
so he's
about.
the only guy that practices in the band.
Basically, him and Kirk. But Kirk just likes
Yes,
to drown everything in lava.
basically.
So clever. So yeah,
Either way, yeah, it's awesome. I mean,
just totally-
who the fuck doesn't look up to Lemmy?
And one of the reasons he said when asked upon their success, he's like, a lot of people do this whole like experimenting and all that. We found a sound we like and we play it.
Yep.
And we keep playing it.
Yeah, works better for some than others.
Yeah.
Definitely worked for Motorhead. All right. That brings us to hot off the press.
Yes.
fire.
Super groups. There's so goddamn many super groups anymore.
Yep.
Can we
This is my dream.
stop calling them super groups and just accept that the scene has just become this rotating group of musicians who
don't
just
know, I
play
feel
with each other?
So will it be like seasonal releases?
That
like,
would be.
oh, I prefer the winter lineups.
I mean, it's pretty much what's happening at this fucking point.
That's so cool though. That'd be cool.
That would be kind of
That'd
cool.
be kind
It
of
would
cool.
keep everything fresh.
Holy shit! Bands start doing that. Just
Yeah, work with each other.
leave
become
your main
friends.
bands and just do it. Just do it.
But this particular super group, Devil You Know, members of Divine Heresy, All Shall Perish, Kill Switch Engage, Bleeding Through. They'll have a release. Oh, what is the date today?
Oh, it came out. It
It is
already.
post Fallout 4 +1.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
That is the date.
That's new time. PF. It is.
One.
That's Fallout.
We are on number 1.
We're not even on
One.
one yet. We're still in that few point whatever.
Yeah.
0.8.
Did you guys see the flying Deathclaw?
Well.
I believe
Nerd.
you did.
Oh, what else we got? Bleeding Through again.
With
They
members of
just-
Black Dahlia.
All over the place.
They're
now.
coming back like Ebola.
Oh,
been
God.
like 10
God
years.
damn.
It is like a bowl.
That's how you make a joke, Ron.
Too soon.
Pass you notes at the end. But yeah, nah. Yeah, and I can't speak now. Let's pass this off to Frank.
All right.
Frank, talk.
The Iron Sun, members of Bleeding Through and Black Dahlia Murder, which,
Could be sweet.
yeah, both
Yeah.
bands I enjoy. Therefore, it should be good.
Bleeding Through is one of my step-ups.
Supergroups are always just cool. I like.
Well, Phil's right. I don't know if this is a super group. More than a
That's two.
collaborative.
Collaborative
group.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, that's just what I like. I like to hear two great minds collaborate on.
Before we jump to our
track.
next one, since we're still this is kind of hot off the press news. Did you ever get a chance to listen to Mestis?
I actually never got a chance to give it like a full mind divided attention.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you were so pumped for
I
that.
know. You doing this to me on camera, you jerk off.
We will get back to
Nah,
you
you're
on
good.
that
Sorry.
next week. Thanks for that one.
Because Mestis totally cares about my opinion.
This one I'm really excited about is fucking Extreme Noise Terror. Self-titled, apparently. It's always an interesting to do.
The album art or album photo kind of says it all.
It's yeah, their name is one of the most self-explanatory, I think, of any band.
I feel
I've
like I
ever
know what they
heard.
sound like already.
Yeah, it's a grindcore band called Extreme Noise Terror.
That's exactly what I was going for.
But their new album is also, I believe, out already, isn't it? All of these things are out.
Yes, go listen to them and do stuff.
Whoa!
Oh,
Legal stuff. Can't be advocating,
No,
terrible
yeah.
things.
there's also Vision of Disorder. Their new album, Razed to the Ground, was supposed to be released this Friday, Friday the 13th. Has been pushed back to, I believe, the 27th.
There have been like 3 Friday the 13th this year. Crazy. I'm sorry.
No, I think you just remembering that Halloween shit that went around that said Halloween will be on Friday the 13th this year.
The number of responses I saw to that.
I know.
I'm worried about you guys. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, that all brings us to the feature topic of the week. Headline topic, whatever the hell it is we want to call it.
Back in
The
full
hot
swing.
topic.
Hot topic. Oh, God. You didn't hit any of those lately?
What?
I got the giggles. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I got the giggles today.
I know.
I was in one for Halloween looking for Halloween shit with my girlfriend.
It's kind of strange going
They
in
took
there
all
now.
their CDs out.
Oh yeah, no, there's no music at all in Hot Topic anymore.
They have a very small section.
Yeah,
where they have
but
some vinyls.
I don't
and
even think they have.
CDs.
Do they still have the little thing where you can put your headphones? I don't think they have that anymore.
The
It's just,
disease station.
Yeah,
it's kind of
the
interesting.
infector.
They've gone from being the quote unquote alternative music store to being sort of a subculture.
Pop culture.
Yeah.
It's pop
It's pop culture.
Pop
It's all.
culture,
It's literally
yes,
just all
thank
pop
you.
culture.
When
It's
they
like
were
you go
still,
in there.
when they were still selling CDs, there was a Miley Cyrus album. In there.
Oh yeah, no, they had.
It's a Spencer's V2.
Yeah, they had like Barbie, like Messenger. We're going to start shitting on Hot Topic now. This is
Anyway,
this
yeah,
is-
that is
burn
not
down
our
Hot
topic.
It's a song.
So the
It's not
question,
too far off from our main topic.
I suppose you're right. The question we came to, or at least the concept that we pondered upon this week, was elitism in the scene. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? To what end is it acceptable?
I definitely think that there is positives from it.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps produce. It gets rid of mediocrity. Where if something comes out and it's kind of, ugh, it'll be known.
That's true, I suppose. Yeah, it
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I think
if you don't have a little bit of like, ugh, about certain things,
I think
crap will get through.
I think to an extent it's always been around, partly in as almost a defensive tactic, because we've seen what's happened to every other genre.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've all been co-opted and turned into whatever watered-down fucking version there is, and a lot of those other genres, the underground kind of faded into oblivion. So at least with metal,
I can agree with that.
I feel like the elitism helps kind of separate the two. It's like a filter.
But
In
I
some
feel
regards.
like metal is one of those genres that's going to always have some kind of a scene somewhere in some way, shape, or form. I feel like as far as using elitism to keep shit from getting through, that's clearly not a thing because butcher babies. So like shit gets through, but
It gets through, but it also there's that sort of
There's
us.
yeah,
It gets checked.
Yeah.
It gets checked by the...
it gets reminded that don't
You-
take yourself for real. Okay,
They're gonna have their fans who maybe some of them listen to real metal, maybe a lot of them just listen to whatever shit metal they hear on the fucking radio. But
Damn.
when
no
you know.
shots fired.
when I fucking go, I think I first saw them through either a Toilet of Hell post or something, but when you see the comments immediately light up, just trashing it and
All right,
you kind of
well-
immediately are like, oh, okay, I see what this is.
Is this elitism strictly in the sense of like the guys who sit there and just judge the music and they're just like listening to the band, or are we talking about elitism?
Well, it's overall, because
So this can be elitism all the way up to the point of, oh, I don't like this band, they sold out.
Well, let me give you an example of elitism where I don't think it's so much harmful. It's more or less like the unspoken understanding that a lot of like long-term metalheads sort of share. And it was unrelated. It was a big long like vape video that I was watching. The guys were sitting around vaping and they were at an expo, but they were talking about metal bands. And one guy who obviously listens to metal, he's wearing a band shirt. Someone brought up some questionable material and he's like, here, listen to this, learn something. He wasn't coming down on him. He wasn't taking him out of, you know, the circle of cool. Like, he was more or less just like, I appreciate the fact that you like metal, but here's my suggestion. Here's what I think is acceptable.
It's
Or-
what-
Well, I feel like, I don't know. A part of me just kind of, I disagree with elitism because I feel like sometimes it might end up putting people into a box.
It does.
And it'll totally just lock you down into a total box, and if it doesn't fall into that box, it's shit. And then people just get really cynical, and I don't like to be around people like
Well,
that.
and there is an end where it becomes purist, which
Yeah.
I do feel is a little different than elitist, where, you know, I mean, you see it most, I think, with black metal, where they're highly defensive of their particular style of black metal, and anything new that comes along that doesn't, you're right, they write it
Total
off
shit.
immediately.
Luckily, it's kind of fading out.
It's simmered out, especially since, you know, a lot of the second wave either murdered each other or went to prison.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, an interesting point for Ron that me and Frank often talk about a lot, with you being more traditional metal, me being a little more towards the chaotic hardcore, sort of what we tend to like. You know, you had a hard time with the hardcore scene
Yes.
10, 15 years ago. And that's because, you know, I guess, like, the evil part of elitism is scenes. Because then that's, like, an unannounced social group that
Yeah.
has rules that aren't fair.
Totally.
Like,
I remember
like Throwdown fans back in the day.
I'm not gonna name names, but I remember I was dating this girl, and like we were just hanging out with her friends, and she was friends with like a lot of like punks and shit like that. And I mentioned the name from the scene that I was in, like the shows that I go to, and they're like, "Oh, fuck that guy!" And I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
That was something I ran into a lot hanging out around the punk scene when I was younger. I was given shit for wearing a David Bowie David Bowie t-shirt
Yeah,
once.
I was given shit for an Iron Maiden shirt that wasn't fucked up enough.
That's
It
just
already had no
fucking-
sleeve. No.
God forbid you buy a new
Oh
fucking
my
t-shirt.
God.
No, they accused me of buying a new shirt, cutting the sleeves off, and coming out to this party just because I did wash occasionally. Because this was like one of your crusty, like Philly scene houses.
like lead singer in a trash can.
Yeah, everybody was just so pumped up on their own bullshit that it's like,
Yeah, it's I remember I had a discussion about this recently with a friend of mine. My old punk jacket has an Anthrax patch on it. And of course I get some kid who's like, "Oh, is that the crust band Anthrax?" I was like, "Does it look like the crust band Anthrax?" Like, no, it's
Jerk
fucking
off.
Anthrax. And he's like, "Oh, the crust band's better." They're not. But I was like, it's like, no, they're fucking not, and I don't give a shit anyway. I like the fucking thrash band.
And that's
Off
I
my
feel like
dick.
that's where elitism, that it's a slippery slope into shit like that.
Yeah, I think the negative side of it comes when people are shitting on the newcomers
At
to
the
the
same
scene
time,
because they don't know.
I feel like, well, I'm not going to say it's a phase, but I feel like for most people, it's a phase. It's something that you do in your teens and stuff like that. When you start to get a little older and you have your refined taste, you learn to stop shitting on other genres. But I feel like when you
I don't think
not
so.
everybody grows out of it, and it's not 100%. But at the same time, I feel like when you're younger, at least, it's stronger. It's like you like things sweet. You
Well,
like your
it's
candy sweet. You
dangerous
like
for
your
kids.
metal this. You like.
Well, it's dangerous for kids because they want to fit in. And like, here's a scene. Oh shit! Here's all my friends that all think the same way. But it got dangerous with like straight edge kids. It got dangerous with like, you know, strong ideals with no real compass.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's one of those things where, like I said, when you get some new kid in the scene who's like fucking 15, 16, they show up at a hardcore show wearing, I can't even think of a shit band right now, but
They don't even
just
always have
say
to be
they-
shit bands. You could just get shit for liking a band.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true,
a
but let's
bleeding
just
through
say-
T-shirt. That would give people shit, depending on where
Maybe,
you go.
yeah,
I know
I
corn
guess it
t-shirt
could.
would give you shit somewhere. Like,
Corn T-shirt. That's
Yeah.
an easy example.
Yeah, at one point, I think now people would just see it as ironic and ignore it.
You're
But
like, oh, corn, I remember
What if they
that.
had an "Every Time I Die" T-shirt?
Yeah, for the sake of your point.
Right, but if you look at someone, you know, if you're someone who's been around the scene, you look at some new kid wearing this shirt, and you're like, oh, fuck that, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. The scene's gonna die.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
you need new blood. And it's like you,
New blood.
one of you, it
New
does.
sacrifices.
One of you mentioned earlier, and I had the same experience in high school. A friend of mine who was, he liked Korn and Slipknot, and I was like, that's cool, but I gave him a couple CDs, and he got really into Cradle of Filth, and then I turned him on to Creator, and he just fucking took off with all sorts of German thrash and fucking death metal. But, you know, if I'd have just looked at him and been like, oh, fuck that's not real metal, he probably would have been like, oh, man, this fucking metal guys are dicks.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I feel like elitism is oftentimes a very slippery slope into that kind of mentality. As far as having your tastes and knowing what you like, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Sure.
But
easy example. I mean, like the vape community, it's all about not smoking cigarettes, right? It's health, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got your vape bros, and they're fucking annoying.
They are fucking annoying.
My
you
God.
You got your girls that have like the mod upside down in their cleavage, and they don't know what they're doing, and it's obviously just a farce.
Upside down.
Seriously.
Holy
But
shit,
like
bro.
that doesn't dictate all of us, and like the fact that there are positive people in all of these sub outlets that are still a little elitist, but they know I'm going to explain something and enrich my community rather than put up walls.
Exactly.
Honest-
Blowing out somebody else's candle doesn't make yours brighter.
On a side note, and in the rather meta side of things, how elitist is it that we're deciding that we get to choose what level of elitism is okay and what
acceptable.
isn't?
Phil wins. That was a really loud clap. It
It's the truth. It's a dangerous topic.
is a dangerous
I mean, we
topic.
often like you give me tons of shit when I will
Oh,
when
I
I will
love
just
to.
offhandedly mention that I get into a thing and it gets very popular and I kind of see myself out, because that intrinsically is like a shitty hipster thing to say, but it's true sometimes, and it's not my fault. So
You're a hipster. You're a shitty hipster.
I got on a shitty hipster, yeah.
Shitty metal hipster.
So yeah.
Yeah. I really like this post-traumatic grunge chorus forever.
We'll get there.
I felt as though the Satanic Grind Band was very pedestrian.
I mean, it's something I don't ever want to see totally go away from the scene either.
By no means, because you're right in the sense that it does keep good bands like moving a little bit, because like the elitist dude is going to be like, oh, I like this band, let me fucking tell every fucking person I know about them.
And
you know,
I feel like in some ways the elitists are almost like the bookkeepers. Like
Yeah.
it's part. I mean, especially in metal, we have such strong roots in the history. I mean, when you get seriously into metal, you also get into Iron Maiden, and you get into Slayer, and you get into all of these older important bands. So, you know, you can meet a 20-year-old metalhead who knows all of this shit.
yeah, they've
You
seen
don't-
all the documentaries and watched all the movies,
You know-
listened to all the albums.
Yeah, whereas if you talk to some fucking 20-year-old kid listening to Waka Flocka, they don't know who the fuck Wu-Tang is.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah.
You know.
I hope that
So
never
it's-
changes. Like, I hope years from down the line, go like 20 years from now, people are still going to know, like, a metalhead's going to know Slayer.
I want, like those bands need to truly be they immortalized in the genre. I'm hopefully, like, considering the fact that like jazz was huge in like the 20s and then just kind of died down and became like theater music. I hope that metal doesn't eventually fall into, because it could just end up being bar music at a point.
Let's talk about a couple interesting things. Metalheads tend to listen to a more diverse spectrum of music, right? We tend to care a lot about the music, maybe not more than other people, but if the intentions can be genuine, then why would any of this fade out? I think it should just kind of
Keep
jazz.
expand. Well, I'm starting to listen to jazz now.
Yeah, but I mean, when was the last time you were at a jazz show?
What if I just developed a taste for it?
I mean, like, all right.
It's probably been about a year for me.
All right. Anthony Wellington basically put it to me like this: like, all right, if you went to a jazz show in the 30s, like, what would you wear? Dancing clothes.
Yeah.
Clothes to dance in. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna move. If you went to a jazz show now, what would you wear?
I just wear my street clothes.
And
It
you
depends on
just,
what you
because
go
then
to,
then you would sit there and listen to this band
I
do
don't
their
wanna-
thing in the chair.
I don't want to derail
on a
this
stage.
into a jazz discussion.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I'm
But
sorry.
it's
I'm
something
totally
we
doing
should
that.
definitely pick up on later.
It's more the concept that the music started off as very lively music it was dance music. People loved to hear it, but over time it lost its relevance and ended up just becoming theater music. And I don't want that to happen to metal because it happens to every genre.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things. I mean, luckily, there's still something that seems dangerous about metal to a lot of the average people out there.
Which is cool.
So
is really cool.
I think we're kind of protected a little bit more.
There was something dangerous about jazz too. I'm just saying, there are
because
parallels.
there were black people involved in it.
Well, we're on
Exactly.
We're on,
Well, then metal, you got some crazy.
but we're on 40 years of metal.
Yeah.
About. How long did jazz stay one particular kind of jazz? 5, 10 years?
Almost never longer than like 6 to 8 years.
Yeah.
So I
It
mean,
was
we
constantly
already
evolving
broke the
beast.
rule. We already broke the standard. So I mean, let's see.
All right. I mean,
Well, yeah,
I have all the faith in the world that metal will continue to thrive and grow. I feel like there are too many metalheads for it to just die out in the next generation. But I don't know.
No,
It's
you're right. I hope for as long as humanity's still a fucking thing, that so is metal.
All right. So there's that.
Right on. So let us know what you guys think. You know, throw into the discussion. Do you fucking hate that elitist asshole in your local scene? These
Telling you
fucking,
your band is shit. You
these
guys
fucking
need to
hipsters.
down-tune and
Were you pointing at me?
no.
Okay. Making sure.
He should be. Me and Frank agree on almost everything. So
All
We're
right,
bastards.
all
We really are.
So
So
Where are we going?
where
is it
are we
always
going?
me?
Why is it? Because you're like the GPS.
I am. I do have. I don't have any bars. I think we're going into the pit though.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna pull this up so I don't fuck up names, but I'm gonna fuck up names. The band I picked this week is actually really cool. They're a band I heard about maybe a few years back in like a little blurb in Guitar World. They're called District Unknown, and they are from Kabul, Afghanistan. All right. And the thing that's cool is when I heard about them in the article, they were described as like a death metal band. And you went and listened to them, then they were a death metal band. And then I'm hearing they're putting out some newer stuff, and I just started, all right, what have they done since? And they've fucking grown up. It's cool. Like they've kind of branched off into like some kind of ambient stuff. They do clean vocals, not necessarily the best singing, but very articulate. There's emotion in it.
Well, and let's not ignore where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, to bring it back, pretty much these guys lived in fucking Taliban occupied Afghanistan. All right. So like any art or creation that was non-religious is heresy. You're fucking done. Like, and these guys are playing metal of all fucking things, death metal of all fucking things, doom metal at times. And like pretty much the guy, he said like their whole mission is just that they love playing music. You know, it's like, yeah, they have their message, they have their credos, they have their things that they hold with them, but like it's just that sensation of playing music, and it's just like that freedom that you can get in such an oppressive landscape is just, it's really beautiful, and it's really cool that these guys are out putting out very heartfelt stories. Because the thing I think that really resonated with me with the most was like some of their lyrics, the fact that you know that at least half of them are probably based on something that fucking happened to these guys.
Right.
You know, it's like they say they don't really like to write songs about like heartbreak and girl boy da-da-da-da-da. They write songs about like 14-year-old girl getting married off to a 50-year-old man because the father needs money. That's their world.
I was trying to find it. I know there's at least one documentary about heavy metal bands in the Middle East. So do some research and find them, because it's really fucking crazy. I mean, these guys could have been killed for doing what they did.
At any fucking point in time. I'm honestly like when I looked them up, a part of me was just like relieved to find out that they're still alive.
I know. Fucking hand it to them, because as much as I love metal, I don't think I'd have the balls to do it.
I need to look into it a little bit more. I know they have gone through some lineup changes. I'm not sure, there might be a story behind that. I don't know, but
I hope not.
I hope not. That's the point. They're called District Unknown. They have a bunch of albums out. They're pretty easy to find if, you know, just District Unknown metal band. You'll find them on most things.
Awesome fucking choice this week, dude.
Thank you.
I didn't know what you were doing until tonight because you weren't able to make it to the meeting, so that's fucking cool. That's cool as shit.
All right. This week I covered Death Blow, which is yeah. Saw the names like, how about that? Let me click on that, and I was not disappointed. Go a 4-piece thrash band from Salt Lake City.
Word.
Yeah, like, I listened to 2 albums, Prognosis Negative and The Other Side of Darkness. Apparently, they actually had some stuff beforehand, which was Death Blow without a W. But apparently, a lot of stuff they did before was just playing covers to kind of make some money. Mm-hmm. These 2 albums, though, original material, just good old-fashioned thrash.
Nice.
Good fast riffs. At them points, then leading into good like 2-step parts. It is slamming. Something else I found kind of funny. The name Death Blow and the album name Prognosis Negative were actually fictitious movie titles from Seinfeld.
Ha.
Okay.
Ha.
Yeah, like
That's neat.
but both albums, they're both like around 30 minutes. It's what you want for a thrash album, and they just keep it coming all the way through, and it is awesome.
Word.
Yeah,
Word up. Death Blow.
give them a good listen. Also,
Give 'em a good
make
blow.
sure you find the right one, because there's, I think, 1 or 2 other bands with the same name. They are from Salt Lake City. That's the easiest way to find them.
I can't help but feel like Death Blow sounds like something a female assassin would learn.
Mike, please bring up the class of this show.
Well, this week, by Phil's suggestion, I decided to check out Eulogy. I listened to their album Eternal Worth, and it was exactly what I like. Phil's starting to get good at that. I'd say it's for fans of Curl Up and Die, Converge, even All Out War, because it's not purely like chaotic hardcore. It's got some metal. It's got some other elements to it. It's very gritty. There's no room for like shitty riffs, and you find yourself being injected into a snarling bear as it ravages through the underbelly.
I like it.
The CD that they just put out came out last week, the 6th, kind of like a fucking ton of other albums did.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think Phil's going to agree with this assessment, but I get like small bits of like Every Time I Die in there, like some southerny riffs, definitely groovy at times, but definitely hardcore when it needs to be, and it's pretty sweet. I mean, if you like anything like, Curl Up and Die or Converge, check it out.
Word.
What'd you pick?
I listened to Oblivionized a lot.
I like
I'm
that
listening
name.
to them for
Oblivionized?
Oblivionized.
You've been oblivionized.
Yes.
Is that a word? I don't.
I'm not sure.
It's awesome.
But it's a band name.
I'm not. That's creative.
It's better than Repentless.
Repentless.
Anyway, I found out about these guys because of another one of the house favorites, Employed to Serve. I believe it's their drummer, Sammy Irwin, plays guitar and does vocals for this band.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So really, really cool shit. And I was also really drawn to the album title, Life is a Struggle, Give Up.
Are they anything like Employed to Serve?
They're much more on the chaotic side. More, I'd say, if for someone who's a fan of like Psyopus, it's the more aggressive side, almost grindy, chaotic hardcore.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Yeah, it's aggressive as shit. But I love some of the album title or some of the song titles, such as oh god, what were they? Cry Yourself to Ash, I Pity You, 57% Old. It's just It's interesting. But as their Bandcamp describes them, they're three guys suffering from borderline sarcasm. So, check out Oblivionized. They and Eulogy, I believe, are they're both on Holy Roar Records. But either way, check them out on Bandcamp, oblivionized.bandcamp.com.
I feel like that album title is actually very black metal.
Yeah, it's definitely very
Makes
nihilistic.
me think of like Carpathian Forest with "Shut up, there's no excuse to live."
Oh, fuck, dude. So much nihilism.
Yeah.
So much just straight up.
We're very positive people here on From the Pit.
Still have that coffee meme.
My beer has been oblivionized.
Now we're just gonna start throwing that word around.
I like it.
Oblivionized.
He just said it in funny voice.
I'm hoping Tom does like a graphic or something.
Hold on.
And that brings us to...
Hold on. Fucking tours.
Fucking tours.
I
don't
want
even
to.
know what's...
No. While you. Sorry, I want to mention something right now. This might have even been more of a news thing, but Fear Factory is apparently going on tour for the, I believe, 20th anniversary of Demanufacture. I was like, oh, sweet. I remember listening to Fear Factory a lot. This is awesome. Not going to hit the U.S. because they don't believe it's going to make money here.
They might be right.
You might be right.
But I wanna,
You would think they would at least hit some of the major cities,
that's what
though.
I'm saying.
I mean, at the very least, New York. People travel up there all the fucking...
Yeah.
I want to see it. All right, maybe I'm being greedy.
Nah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I don't really hear people talking about Fear Factory.
Did you listen to Fear Factory?
Not really.
Did you?
No.
Yeah, it was never really my thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Never
wait,
mind, I'm alone.
Isn't there
You're always
Sorry.
alone.
My dreams have been oblivionized.
They have that crazy drummer though. Isn't Gene Hoglan? I want to say Gene Hoglan's their drummer, and
remember
he's
his name.
Gene Hoglan being the drummer, also the drummer for Death Clock, which is why it's relevant.
That's probably true.
Why it's relevant.
Um,
But I might be wrong about that.
so every time I die, stick to your guns. August burns red. November 27th at the TLA.
Oh,
That's gonna be pretty sweet.
I will not be at that one.
I bet you won't, because you don't like fun.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not a huge August Burns Red fan.
It's okay. I'm not butthurt.
Is this Megadeth going on tour in the U.S.?
Megadeth.
I'm not sure that that's a U.S. tour. I just know that Log's not going to be there.
Log.
No Lamb of God.
Nah.
Is the drummer still?
I believe he's touring with them.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay.
This is the episode where we all hate each other's bands.
So Fall Out Boy is
Cut that.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. This is where elitism is okay. Out.
If anybody still listens to the Acacia strain, they're going to be playing with Kubla Khan December 11th at the TLA.
I don't know if I've ever listened to the Gage stream.
It was a short-lived thing for me.
Okay.
Oh, there is a fest happening in LA that I'm actually incredibly jealous of. The Show Your Scars Fest happening January 9th. But Municipal Waste will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Hazardous Mutation,
Nice.
which is easily their best release. Yeah, and they're playing with bands like Repulsion, Terrorizer, Ghoul. There's a shitload more to be announced, apparently, but
Ghoul? Like the guy that wrote all the music for Night of the Living Dead? No, that's Goblin. Never
that
mind.
is Goblin.
Yep, sorry. It's close.
getting his little monsters mixed up.
Yeah, I get my little creatures confused. Local
Well, then-
shows. That's what
Oh
I was
yeah,
gonna
no,
say.
go ahead.
Garland Green.
Again, yeah, Garland Green, Sunburster, MAGGOTMOUth, Stories of Living, and Rich People are doing that clothing drive at Harper's on December 11th.
I feel like we're gonna end up just forgetting to take this off the Trello and talking about it in January.
Isn't also Anthrax on tour with Lamb of God?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know the details on that.
Yes.
We'll have to get that.
All I know
like
is
a show I would-
that they're coming
It's
near
probably
us
why they're not.
January.
I would
Yes.
pay money. I would throw money at that. I would
Yeah, I'm
love
going.
to see that.
Yeah, you probably would, wouldn't you?
I mean, Anthrax is also playing, so
Yeah.
Two good bands.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with this episode.
Speaking
What a
of
Jigglypuff you.
speaking of locally, November 22nd, Faceless will be at, I believe, at the Voltage Lounge. But a good friend of mine who happens to play for, what the fuck are you?
Don't mind
Pass the
him.
notes in class.
Jesus Christ. Good friend of mine will be opening with his band Cranley Gardens.
Oh, I listened to them.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, so very excited for that. Check it out. I mean, it's the Faceless.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking awesome. I don't remember who else is playing between them, but I'm fairly certain there are a few other good bands too. So.
Don't ignore us. Just, he's trying to draw on me.
All right.
All right.
This is a
so,
fucking problem.
A little bit.
Do we have any more fucking tours?
I don't believe so.
No.
All
Do
right.
you have anything you would like to talk about, Ron? Things in your childhood?
Well, when I was a boy, my father
You
took
fell out
me
of
to
a
the
tree?
city to see a marching band.
No.
Oh God.
No. No.
All right, I'm done.
Frank,
I'll knock the camera
done.
over.
I'm done.
Subscribe.
Like,
Comment.
share it, annoy
Yes.
the fuck out of your friends.
We've
Like
got a
you do.
website that's going to take you to our videos.
F the pit.
F the Pit.
fthepit.com.
Yeah.
You can
Get
find
it?
us easy now.
We're proud.
It's a
like,
joke.
Like the letter F.
The Pit.
The pit.
See what we
Bye.
did there?
Good night, ladies.